What's happening, guys? How you doing? Welcome to another video, and this is not a review. Okay, this is not a review. I do not own the Sony A6400. I left it on the title of the video and the thumbnail, so I don't want you bitching and complaining that I don't have the camera. I'm just here to have a conversation, and if you want to talk about this camera, I would love to hear your opinions and talk with you down in the comment section. I talk to everyone, and I love sharing and knowing your opinions about this new release. So I do own the Sony A6300, and I love this camera. I use it for weddings, and this is my main gimbal camera in weddings. So it's the camera that I'm using for the most important shots on everywhere. I also started vlogging with it and doing a little bit of travel with the family, and it's a great camera. The main reason why I love this camera for vlogging is because it's very small. The big drawback of this camera is that it doesn't have a flip-out screen, so this is where the A6400 comes in. Now, you guys all probably saw the announcement and have seen a bunch of videos about this. The Sony A6400 is pretty much the same camera with a few upgrades. So one is being the fact that you can touch the screen to focus. I wish I had this on this camera. It's something that it gets a little bit annoying on this camera, the fact that you cannot focus with the touch screen. So they added that on the 6400. That's awesome. Another upgrade, and I actually like that a lot, and I will use that a lot, is they took the limit of the recording. So it used to be 30 minutes. Now there's no recording limit. For me, that I shoot client work, I would love to have that camera so I can shoot interviews or events longer. I could do that on my G85, and that's a huge benefit of the Panasonic versus the Sony. Now Sony has jumped on that unlimited recording bandwagon, and that's awesome. So that's another great upgrade. Now they're also saying that this camera will have a better autofocus with that eye autofocus, with that animal autofocus. Personally, I don't use my camera for animals, but you know what? I think it's really cool, and they're saying that the autofocus is faster. Now on this camera, the A6300, the autofocus is awesome. It's awesome, and on Sigma lenses is awesome. On Sony lenses is awesome. It's super reliable. It's great for the gimbal. I love that. So the fact that it's better, I mean, I'm happy that it's better, but I never grabbed this camera and I'm like, oh, I wish the autofocus was better. It just never crosses my mind. So even though I'm happy that they're improving, I mean, I kind of don't care about better autofocus. They also added other features that I don't want to go over every single thing in the video, but they're minor updates, like the fact that you can use time-lapse on this camera. But let's talk about the main feature that they added on this camera, and it's the fact that you can actually flip up the screen. Not like this, that it just goes kind of like this, you know. It's really weird. It's a really awkward way of moving a screen, especially if you're trying to vlog. I got used to vlogging without a screen because I feel like the lens that I'm using it's wide enough for me, but I would love a flip-up screen. I mean, right now I'm shooting on the Panasonic G85, and if I wanted to use the Sony, I will have to put my external monitor on top of it, making this giant monster of a production camera. With the flip-up screen, is so simple, it's so much faster, so much better. I will use this Sony way more than the Panasonic. So I do like the way they did it. It's funny because we all want a flip to the side screen, and I don't know why Sony wouldn't do it. I have a theory that Canon has a patent on this for aps-c cameras and full frame cameras. That's why Panasonic is able to do it, and that's why I think that Panasonic doesn't have it on their next full frame camera. So I do think that the way they came out to like have it flip out and come up, it's clever, and it's something that is great. Now me as an A6300 user, the A6400 doesn't seem like a big of an improvement to upgrade, because I'll probably have to sell this camera for like $800, and then I have to buy the new one for $1,100. So that's a $300 loss just so I can have a flip out screen. I don't know if that's enough for anyone who wants to upgrade. Now, if you are looking for a camera, if you're trying to vlog, if you're trying to make YouTube videos, because you know the flip out screen is not just for vlogging, it's for making YouTube videos. You know, all of my reviews, all of my videos that I do, I need the flip out screen because I'm always talking to the camera, and the fact that I can just flip the screen, look at it right now, it's amazing. So now with the Sony A6400, you're gonna be able to do that. That is awesome. I mean, I see some people complaining. I know, you know, because once you flip up the screen, you're gonna block the hot shoe. If you put a microphone, you're blocking the screen. I know that sucks, but at least they're showing signs that they want to improve this. And I also think that this system of a screen, we're gonna see it a lot more on future cameras, you know. So if they come up with that A7000 camera, if they come in out with the A7S III, we're probably gonna see that system of something very similar. So I'll take it. I'll figure out something out with the microphone. So let's talk about a little bit about that, because if you guys see the microphone, pretty much the camera is the same. The microphone input, it's on the side. So if you guys want to vlog, you know, what you do is you put giant microphone on top. But what you could do now is you can get a microphone like this, and you just put it on the side, and you can vlog and have really good audio with a small microphone and keep the camera in a very small form factor. And I think that Sony at this event, they failed miserably at giving options, because everyone's talking about the hot shoe. They should have just be like, hey, here's a microphone you can use, or come out with the product, partner up with the company, and kind of just show the different options. They also could have, I don't know, put a hot shoe somewhere else. The other thing you can do is you can put a hot shoe stand put it to the side, and then you can put a microphone. There's ways to go about this. I think it's easier to place the microphone than to place a flip out screen. You know, like I'll show you my setup with my flip screen, and it's ridiculous. I would never go and vlog with it. So if you're a new user, you're trying to find a camera for vlogging, for content creation, for making YouTube videos, so you have a couple options right now. You have the M50, you have the Sony A6400, and you have the Panasonic G85 or the G7. So out of that's a tough one, but out of all those cameras, I will 100% have to say that the because the Panasonic, I still think it might be better, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But this camera will be better than the Canon M50. Why? Because once you can flip the screen, you can put a microphone on it. This camera, in terms of quality, in terms of features, is so much more than I shoot weddings with this camera. This is a camera that you can use to make money. The M50 is limited. You know, it's a little bit limited. The low light, the frame rates, the 4K. So, you know, the A6400, now it's gonna get into that same area of vlogging cameras. That's gonna be a much better option, and I think this one is even smaller. So, you know, we'll see. Now let's talk about some of the negatives, because it's funny. They have the 63, the 65, and the 64. They went a step backwards, and not just on the numbers, but on the camera itself, because this camera does not have IBIS, and that to me is insane. It is so strange that they did this. They came out with the camera with no IBIS. They could have had those features on the 6500 and call it the 6700, and then they have IBIS. The 6500 IBIS is not great, but at least it's something. But they didn't do that. They went a step backwards, and I think I know why they did that. But the fact that this camera has no IBIS, it's insane. I have the G85, and for vlogging, the IBIS is such a main feature. I'll take IBIS over autofocus any day for vlogging. I mean, right now I'm manual focusing, so I can see the screen. I'll tap on it, the camera is locked. I'm out on the streets vlogging, I'll tap on the screen, it's locked. I don't need autofocus. For IBIS though, for image stabilization, I mean, I can manage with something like this. I can 100% manage, but if you're trying to make a camera for vloggers, for people that are walking out, for people that are on the go, IBIS would have been such a help to make those shots better for everyone. Why didn't they put IBIS on this camera? And here's my theory. I think the Sony A7000 or A6700, it's coming up. It's coming up in a couple of months. I'm thinking either WPPI or NAB, they're gonna announce a great camera for vlogging or for video production that is gonna be aps-c, and that's gonna have your 4K 60. That is gonna have maybe higher frame rates, maybe 240. This one is gonna have your flippy screen. It's gonna have your microphone input, your headphone input. It's gonna have great IBIS. And they might want to put this camera around $1,700 to compete to the X-T3. So that's why they made this camera a little cheaper, to just kind of organize their lineup of cameras. That's what I think. It's not 100% confirmed, but that's what I think is going to happen. I think this is going to be the aps-c year for for Sony. They've been focused on full frame for the last 2 years, and I think they're ready to come out with some aps-c, because unlike what Fronos Photo and Tony Northam thinks, I think the aps-c is here to stay, and I think to me it's the future. A full frame is cool. I love full frame, don't get me wrong, but aps-c, it's the way to go. I mean, it's so small, it's so compact, it's so great. You can do so much more in terms of image quality, in terms of frame rates, instead of resolutions with aps-c rather than full frame. So we'll see what happens. So that's it. In my opinion, should you get the A6400? If you don't have any other camera, heck yes. This is an awesome camera. Sucks that it doesn't have IBIS, but it's still an amazing camera. Should I upgrade from the 63? It's not worth it. It's not worth the upgrade. Even though I would love that flip screen, it's not worth losing $300 just for that. But I would love to know your opinion. I'm just an user. I do weddings, I do these YouTube videos, and I do family videos with my Sony cameras. So maybe you have different priorities, maybe you have different uses for this camera, and it's worth for you to upgrade. So let me know in the comments below. I want to know your opinion. Thank you for watching this video. I just put out a light video, and if you guys want to go check that out, it's the anti-cine light. Pretty cool product. I'm actually really excited, having fun with that light. So go check that video out. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.